What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, an interesting video for you here on the channel. I'm about to sneeze. And today we have an interesting video for you. Who will dethrone the Kabuki Warriors? A couple of things I need to get out the way. First off, don't usually do videos for the tag teams when it comes to dethroning. If you're a fan of this channel and you've been a fan of this channel, and if you've seen this channel in the past, every time there's a championship change, other than sometimes NXT, sometimes other stuff with the tag team divisions, I was trying to think. Speed championships could not care less about. Could not care less about? Doesn't matter. But today we actually do have a video on the women's tag team championships, which is funny enough because when all the releasings of the women tag team division, I was a little worried that we wouldn't have a strong women's tag team division. Now, I will say that the good thing about this division is that they're bringing big superstars together to win tag teams, but also limits them in the singles competition. But recently I've noticed with certain championships and certain tag teams, especially the women's championships, it feels like they can be women's champions while also competing in singles championships, and it's kind of like a side mission for them. It's kind of just how it feels. They've also, of course, put them with big superstars, which make them feel a little bit more important. So, I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. So today we are going to talk about who would dethrone. I actually was debating on making this video. Like I said before, I don't usually do this, but I said to myself, if I can get 5 people that could potentially dethrone him and just at least talk about it, then I'll do it. And I got 6, and I think you could have done 7. I know. Let me just mute myself. But I think you could have added Zarya and Sol Ruka on here. I just think they're not going to go that route at all. So there's no reason to mention them. There's also some, I feel like, women tag teams in NXT you could have thrown out there. Like even a Tatum and Izzy Dame, you could go that route, but don't think it's going to happen. So let's get started. The long shots. We have Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Now, they're going to be last on here. Like always on this channel, I have my tier list of every time I mention the dethrone. I used to back in the day always say this would be the tier break, and I was like, why do I not just even just show it? So tier 3 is the long shots. We have Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I feel like with them coming back and just lost the champions, doesn't make sense for them to win it. Now, I'm going to at least mention this just in case it happens, but it feels like they broke them up a little early, in my opinion, because they would need them for singles competition. I also wonder if we see a story of them trying to win it back and it turns an Alexa Bliss to heel. So just in mention, I would put them last in this tier, but I would probably not put him up who I'm about to say next. And that is the Judgment Day. Now, I'm throwing the Judgment Day ahead of the frenemies or whatever you call it. We are not friends, not clan. That sounds horrible to say. Grouping? Not really a faction. But I think that the Judgment Day has a better chance than them winning it back, because I think the Judgment Day has a better chance with Roxanne Perez winning the tag team belts with Raquel Rodriguez to fuel a Liv Morgan potential feud if they would go that route for WrestleMania. I also believe they could go the route of them deciding that, truthfully, you could go a route with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez winning it, and then it's like more fuel with Roxanne Perez that way too. I just feel like they won't do that, and because I don't feel like they'll do that, we're not going to go that route entirely. But I still need to mention at least the Judgment Day in some sense. This is where I think there's actual real contenders. Julia and Kiana James could be interesting. Now that Julia is not the U.S. champion, I think there is a better chance of those two being a tag team for a little bit. And I don't think they will stay a tag team. I think they'll still have singles competition, but could be a tag team to win the women's tag titles. I don't think that's a shock to say. I think it makes sense too if you're trying to boost Julia and Kiana James' resume with tag titles. Could work. I truthfully think a Julia feud with Asuka and Kabuki Warriors could do well as well. But at the same time, them being heels versus another heel faction doesn't entirely make sense with me, and that's why I don't know if I love this entirely. I just want to mention this because I do think that it could be something with Julia and Kiana James winning tag titles and winning tag gold. But if you want to be honest, I kind of want a Kiana James to get a third member in that faction and be somebody that's loved and then it could split off into something. I don't know. I have a idea there. Up next on the dark horse, and my last one on the dark horses, is Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. I just feel like there's two others that just make more sense when it comes down to winning, and I would choose them 100% of the time before these Lyra and Bayley. And I think the reason why I don't choose Lyra and Bayley is because I feel like there's a story there that's not with the tag titles right now. If you want to be honest, I think the number one is number one by pretty far, but I still think that there's contention for the number two spot. I just think for this one, they could win it. They could totally win it. I think there's a connection with Bayley with the damage control storyline. Maybe that is the route they might go. So it's the babyface and heel persona of Bayley. I just like to think that they're going to keep building this tag team for Bayley to turn on Lyra Valkyria and really turn heel and go some route in that sense. But for now, I don't know what's going to happen with them. So maybe it is the tag gold. I feel like they are super in contention here, but they could be in a different tier. This could be the tier 2. Everything was tier 3, tier 4, and then the next is tier 1. But I believe Nia Jax and Lash Legend would be truthfully amazing as a tag team. The reason why is because I feel like they have nothing with Nia Jax so far right now, and having them as a strong, dominant heel tag team could work wonders for a babyface to come up later. I also believe the pairing of them could really elevate a storyline in the future. So I do believe Nia Jax and Lash Legend, which I'm very happy about Lash Legend coming up. Doesn't make that much sense with Nia Jax, but I do believe Lash Legend still coming up and joining Nia Jax is still nice. So I really hope these two become if you want to be honest, what I want to happen is these two win tag gold, and maybe they stem off the storyline of them losing at Survivor Series. They win the gold, and then we have a dominant two heels going against baby faces or other heels in a division that I think could really boost a Lash Legend. Especially, I mean, if you've been a fan of this channel, I know I said that twice now, but you know I have been a Lash Legend fan, and back in the day, personal favorite video, put Lash Legend up there. I really do believe Lash is really great. I think it's a future superstar if they book her right. And the way that she's already performed in her debuts with Alexa Bliss, with the Io Sky forearm, my God, you could replay that, and that is perfect. It was a perfect forearm. The whole crowd in shock. I know I'm kind of glazing, but Lash Legend, I love. So I think a tag title with her and Nia Jax could build them up perfectly, and it gives Nia Jax something while she's not going for gold, and it's going to build her as, when she goes for gold, it'll be nice, and it'll really help Lash Legend. But ultimately, I don't know why I said that. I really do believe it's Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I don't think there's really anybody else you can say for sure. I really do think you could throw Bayley, I guess, in tier 1 now, talking about it. But Rhea Ripley and Io Sky I feel like is for sure number 1. We beat them before. They still probably have some bad blood now with War Games. I still believe War Games will probably have some sense of storylines that go in. I could see these two dethroning Asuka and Kairi Sane, maybe not at Mania, maybe before that, and then the Mania match is maybe, I don't know, it could be like Bayley, Lyra. I would like Nia Jax and Lash Legend in there too. I really would like those two to go against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, if you want to be honest with you. Kind of maybe that's the Mania match. I thought they might go Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky for one last time, or try and see Rhea try to win it, but I think they might save that. So I am going to at least say that I think it's Rhea Ripley and Io Sky to win the tag titles next. I do think that this is really good for Rhea Ripley. I know people have Rhea Ripley fatigue with the title. I bet they still feel that way. The tag titles with Io Sky is probably the perfect route they could go to have that title fatigue leave. And I think that's the thing with Charlotte Flair. I think we all have, title fatigue with her when it comes to singles competition, giving her those tag titles. I would be interested in a Flair run with a mid-card title now at this point. I don't know about main title, but I would definitely be interested in that. Same with Alexa Bliss, but I've really wanted Alexa Bliss. They did the same thing with Bianca and Jade when they first two got together. Now, Bianca hasn't got the title yet, and I think she should have had a title run by now. Obviously, probably injured, and that's what caused it. But Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, I think is the favorite. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. See you in the next one. Goodbye.